Hey, how's it going,
Welcome
Professor?
to everybody, but especially Marco. I think you are from online class,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I'm from online
I'm
class.
glad. You are the only one, by the way.
Oh, wow. Yeah, if I have the time, I usually try to make it. It's just
Yeah,
I didn't
glad.
choose the in-person class because I can't be consistent, but when I can, I'm gonna try to show up.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you here with me. A little bit of disappointing from other
Yeah.
students. I mean, this is a Zoom, so I try to open this Zoom class, everybody, online and face to face. But so far, I think you are only one from online class. All
Oh.
right. All right. How are you guys? Are you still I mean, already enjoying snows? I'm looking at outside. Yeah, I think we have uh, piling up on the fence. It is, I think, over 12 inches. I think maybe 13, 14 inch high at my side. Anybody's Yeah, wants to,
Just
yeah, how's the snows at your site?
just
Nicole,
went outside to shower snow.
do you need to shovel the snows?
Yes, I'm done though.
Oh, I have been on that for many, many decades. So I relocated last summer to the apartment. I do not want it anymore for the rest of my life. So I retired from home landscaping. But you guys are
Living,
okay. So you have still enough power. Uh, if that is only a kind of exercise to you, you could do that. But be careful. Don't shovel a big lump at a time. Make it small amounts to throw away. Otherwise, it may hurt your back and hurt your wrist and everything about your muscles from my experience. I guess some of you already had that experience as well. Right, Nicole?
yes, Professor. I'm already having a back pain, so couldn't shower.
Be careful. Hi, Remy, Abdul, Julie. Julie may not need to do, right?
No, I don't shovel. So yeah.
I may have to shovel later.
Oh, that is a
It's
big homework assignment, Remy.
it's still snowing over here, so shoveling now is a little bit pointless.
Yeah, I understand, Remy, but I like Nicholas' approach. If you wait until snows stop, you have a big uh, snows to shovel at once, so it may hurt you. I mean, highly highly likelihood that you have to get some of the pain. So yeah, when we have snows for a day or 2 days continually, then I shovel yeah, periodically, every 3 hours, 4 hours, or 6 hours. I shovel a little bit and come back and do it again. Okay, like a homework assignments. If you have a big homework assignments, don't wait until the last minute. You need to do. Hey, let me do a little bit, or at least let me see what I need to do. And then you can take a rest, a couple of hours, and come back later, and then solve maybe a couple of small uh, problems, and then take a rest again. So that is very similar to snow shovels. Anyway, that is a way of the study. Don't try to study at once. Okay, so I want you to do a little by little, uh, continually. Then that'll be finally a big muscle that you can have. All right. Okay, do I have any? Okay, here, let me try to check. Okay. Some of the good morning messages to you. Thank you, everyone. And anybody in the waiting room? No ones. Okay. All right, then I think we need to jump into our class. Try to make this shorter as possible, but we'll see. Let me share the screen. I'm going to start with the lecture notes, and then we'll come back to do hands-on that you can see my let me see if I have any other students' emails. Okay, so no urgent email. That's good. Okay. By the way, I have one more instance. Although, Bordeaux, welcome. I think that is the second person from online, which is good. Right, Modo, you're from the online class, right?
Yeah, good morning.
Good. Welcome. We didn't start yet. So now it's time to move. Raspberry Pi, if you never heard it before, that is a part of a kind of microcontroller that you can see here, microcontroller. So microcontroller. So that is an electronic device that can control what? Control many things, right? In fact, this Raspberry Pi can control so many things. Almost all the sensors, if it needs electronic, a little bit of a power, if it communicate, mostly in digital signals. Analog signal is also possible if you have some other adapters to connect. So it is all possible. The Raspberry Pi can run any operating systems, but we're going to work on the Linux operating systems, particularly, specially designed for Raspberry Pi. We call that Raspberry Pi OS, which is a kind of Linux. What we want to do is we want to install it and then lots of configuration, and finally set up to communicate over VNC. All right. For online students, you may not need this, may or may not, but face-to-face class definitely need the VNC. So I'm using this VNC because I do not want to carry monitors, mouse, keyboard every time. I simply take a VNC, my Raspberry Pi. Okay, what sense is it? Nicole. Where is? Oh, Nicole, trying to say something, or I see your motion.
Yes, Professor. Are you recording? Because I don't see a recording on my end here.
Oh, yeah, I'm recording separately, not, yeah, thank you for letting me know. Not through the Zoom, but I have another recorder on my laptop, so I activated it. Thank you for letting me know that.
Thank you.
Is that clear?
Yes, Professor. I have another question. Can the Raspberry Pi be considered like a bare metal?
Yeah, there are so many others. They're all microcontrollers. The reason that we are choosing Raspberry Pi is because it is Linux by default. That is a Linux oriented. So I'm using that. But I've used so many others in our classes. So many years ago, one of another popular ones is Arduino Uno. I'm not sure. I think some of you may heard that Arduino Uno that requires, I believe, C programmings and Pythons. Raspberry Pi, C is extra, but Python is by default, and also Linux. So BeagleBones, so many others possible. So I have been using yeah, most of those, but finally I chose Raspberry Pi. This is best for Linux class. All right.
Professor.
Okay. Because this class requires lots of hands-on and almost all hands-on rather than the theory. If you are a little behind, then I may be able to help. But if you are, for example, a class behind, then I cannot do that because we have to move forward. So here is here's what you need to do. If you are not with me, most of online students, and even face-to-face students, if you miss, like today, surprisingly, many of face-to-face class students didn't join yet. Then they need to follow this by following recordings. Although I want to take the questions from students who are with me over Zoom or in class, then I can help them immediately. But there may be some other issues from someone who do not with me. If there is a small issue, then it can be fixed quick. But if some students completely do not know anything at all, and surprisingly, rarely, some cases the students ask, "Oh, can we go over?" It is almost impossible because it's lots of hands-ons. We have to move on. If we go over, then we lose one session. That's not good for the rest of the students. So please do whatever you need to do at that time. Do not defer it longer and longer. If something makes you defer, then I think you need to come back next semester rather than yeah, wasting your time. All right. So this is a Raspberry Pi. Before we get to that, I am going to show it to you. I'm sorry, Abdul, the last class, you didn't receive it from face-to-face class, Manhattan classrooms. Actually, I have that for you, but we were not able to meet you. But Abdul, if you want to get it, if you are also available on Wednesday, I am going to be at the Manhattan class on Wednesday morning, on early afternoon. Then I can get you one. Abdul, can you come?
Yes, Professor. I can definitely come on Wednesday.
Wednesday, I have another class, I believe from 11 to around 2 o'clock. So if you can come to the same classroom and then knock the door, then I can get you one. Can you make it?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, please do that. In that way, yeah, you do not, yeah, you need to catch up. All right, thank you. I have some chat. So where is it? Oh, Professor, please. Oh, okay. I got that and Abdul. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to put this here. Okay. So if you open this, I'm going to show it to you one by one. So first thing that you may get, this is simply, yeah, some of the QR code that you can get some announcement. So this is not really directly related to our class. And another one, this is a very, very important. Not important for this class, but important in general when you are working on Raspberry Pi. Particularly, there is a GPIO pin table maps, as you can see like this. This is very similar to the ones. Let me get you one somewhere. I put that there. Yeah, this is exactly the ones that I have here. Okay, so if you lose this card, then this is the slide that you can see. Okay, I'm going to explain what these pins to be used. And also I have two HDMI at one side micro and the other side the regular. So we're going to use only one for today. So initially when you set, then you need to do this. And after you configure the VNC, you don't need this. Okay. Okay, one thing, I kept explaining this, but still many students confused. This is not the HDMI to connect to your laptop. This doesn't connect between your Raspberry Pi and your laptop. Your laptop monitor does not display anything from outside. Your laptop prohibited that. Your laptop allows only something that you have in your laptop. Okay, laptop, whatever's being processed on your laptop can be displayed on your laptop monitor, but not from outside. If you want to display Raspberry Pi on your laptop monitor, it is not possible. That is a big problem. It's not a problem. That is what it designed, right? So don't try to do that. It's not going to work. Okay. This is something different. So one side you need to connect it to the Raspberry Pi. The other regular ones, maybe to your home smart TV, or if you have extra monitor, you can use it. So by the way, I have extra monitor. This is a small extra monitor. I think this is 5-inch extra monitors, right? So this type of a monitor may work. The one that I recommend you to do is not that ones there is a very similar size of the extended monitor. Shapes just like your laptop. So you may find out the same screen size of your extended monitor and connect it. So one time you can use that for your Raspberry Pi, and many other times you can extend your laptop monitors. I'm not sure if this is clear to you guys. Okay, that's for your many times if you want to have a wider screens, but your laptop is limited, right? In that case, you need to buy the extra, which can extend your monitor. In the case, of course, you need to use HDMI cables to connect to your extended monitor. That's possible because your laptop monitor may be able to send out to other devices only one way. Outgoing messages from your laptop monitor, okay, but there is nothing that you can do for incoming signals. Okay, so that is. So by the way, in addition to this, the kit that you received. By the way, this the Raspberry Pi kit should be returned at the end of this semester. That is the department policy. Personally, I don't like it, but department decided it to save money. Number one, to save money. Number two, actually, many of you guys may not need this. But if you really need, if you continue to work on this, then I think I'm not sure. Well, I'll think about that. Okay, in addition to that kit, as I said, today, at least at the first time when you set up, like today, then you need one extra monitor, and then you need the mouse that I have here, extra mouse, and then I have the keyboard. This is a wearable keyboard. Actually, I like this a lot because you can roll off the keyboard. This is very cheap. I think I don't remember, but maybe when I purchased this, maybe $10, $20. But now I think it is price increased in many cases. So three things. Excuse me. Three things needed, right? Extra monitor, mouse, and keyboard. Then you are ready to go. Yeah, of course you need to have this kit. The most important things. So I'll take up one by one. This is SD card. It says 128 gigabytes. So I want to open this. I have a blade. So when you open this, you have to be very careful. Don't break anything else. This is don't lose this. This SD card is pre-installed Raspberry Pi OS. This is not just a simple other SD card, but this is the SD card that already had the Raspberry Pi OS. If you lose this, if you want to reinstall the Raspberry Pi, then you can do that. On this slide, I give you the way that you need to do. But today we don't need this. But at the end of this semester, when you return, then you need to initialize this. At that time, we will do this one more time. So if you have this, so already dirty, right? Dirty means already written and used. So you want to make this to the initial condition, which is the Raspberry Pi OS installed, but never used. That is the initial condition. So we need to get it back to you. So again, if you messed up this SD card, or if you lose this SD card, then you can get a brand new SD card, or if you have a similar SD card used before, but at this time, if you want to override it to Raspberry Pi OS, then that is possible. In that case, you need to two things that you need to do. You have to, if it is dirty already, then you have to clean up this SD card, which means you need to reformat SD card. If you have a brand new SD card, not for Raspberry Pi OS, but in general purpose SD card that you purchase, then the second step only. The second step is to install, meaning you have to get the Raspberry Pi OS image on this SD card. How you can get the images on this SD card? That this the lecture notes explained that. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside, and then we'll get back to this. Make sure I don't lose this. Okay. And the next one that I can see here, this is a power supply, right? From wall, the outlets. So 110 volts at one side, and the other side, that's for at the other side. There's a USB C type. At one side, there's a typical the electric power lines, and this is the USB C type. So we'll use this. This side needs to connect it to the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so I'll put this outside again. All right, this is I need another blade to open this. This is the fan light. This is a fan that you can connect it. There is a power supply needed. I'll point this out with the Raspberry Pi. I'll get this. And then the other one here, there is the air vent. Okay, like this. So when I open this, see. Oh, this is only one piece. I thought there's multiple pieces. So one piece. It's a little different from the previous design. And then the case here. This is the case. These cases may not be needed while you are learning this class. But if you want to deploy this for some reason, then you need to keep the Raspberry Pi inside, right? So recommend not to use this case. Okay. I don't really need this. But if you want to, you can use. Once you install that, very inconvenient for you to access the Raspberry Pi device itself. And then there is a USB micro card reader. See here, I have SD card. This is a card reader. This card reader is needed when you install something on your Raspberry, the SD card. If you open this, then this is the typical USB type 2, 3, whatever. I think type 2, I guess. So if you see this very carefully at one side, here, not this side, but in this side, you can plug your SD card in like this, push this all, and then you can plug this onto your laptop in order to make this SD card bootable with operating systems. Okay, operating systems is software packages. If you copy it simply, then it is not going to work, right? You have to make your card itself bootable. When you turn on the device, the operating system needs to be loaded first. That is bootable. So make this bootable. So we are not going to do any long steps to make this bootable, but simply get the image on this. Okay, that much simple. This is for only, I have one of those students to go. Okay, Andrew Cole. I think Andrew Cole is online students. Okay, yeah. Andrew? Hi, Andrew Cole. Are you there? Andrew Cole. Let's see if we have Andrew Cole here. Okay, so if I'm using devices with no micro. Okay, that's fine. Andrew Cole does not have microphones, cameras. Fine. But welcome, Andrew Cole. Something that you missed, you have to follow up by review these recordings. So this is for SD card imageries. Okay, when you make a image of the Raspberry Pi on your SD card, then you can use this. So usually we do not use this. This goes with your SD card. And finally, but not the least, which is a Raspberry Pi, right? This is Raspberry Pi. This Raspberry Pi 5, the recent version, this is a 8 GB RAM, which is too good. This is this. Christian Gomez. Let's see where that's. Okay, Christian Gomez, I think he's from online students. Christian Gomez.
Yeah, I'm an online student.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, sorry it took me so long.
That's fine. But I think you need to do extra work in order to catch up, something that we already covered on your own. So glad I have 4 students from online class. But I do not have all students from the face-to-face class. How many from? Yeah, 4 students also from the Manhattan class. Most of the students are missing. Okay, so this is the Raspberry Pi device. So I'm going to open this. I think yeah, this is a side. At one side, there's open. You can open this from this side. So it's like this. Very nicely designed, right? So I take out. Okay. This is a Raspberry Pi, finally. 128 gigabytes RAM. So RAM is 8 gigabytes RAM and 128 gigabytes storage, which is SD card. That's what we have. As you see here, I have the 40 pins. Pins are here, right? 40 pins. Those pins are mapped with this. On your kit, you have the card, this card. So we're not going to use any of this in this class. So please do not put there any jumper cables that may break this Raspberry Pi. Do not use anything of this. The pins are used to enable or detect the sensors, sending out some other messages to another actuators, all those things. Okay, so very, very powerful having this. But before you get to this, you need to understand the Linux operating systems. That's what we want to do here. Okay, as you see here, we have actually 4 USB ports. I think one is a type 2, the other one is type 3. So I'm going to connect. So this one for keyboard, the other one for mouse. So I'm going to connect it. You can connect to anything. Right? I'm going to connect one with USB 2 and the other one is USB 3. 2 of those are connected. So as I said, for the first time, you have to use the extra, the monitor, keyboard, and mouse. So keyboard and mouse, I have the physical USB connectors. So I plug this into it. And if you see here, so at one side you have a pins, and the other side here, the first port here, that is for USB-C type. There's for power. You supply the power here. And then I have a micro HDMI port, 2 of those. So one is for HDMI number 1, the other one is HDMI number 2. If you want to send and display your Raspberry Pi on 2 different monitors, you can do that. But I'm going to use only one here, HDMI 1. Okay, so this is HDMI micro connected here. The first one. And at the other side, I am going to plug this into here. My monitor, this is 5-inch monitor, has the port at one side, HDMI, at the other side, power. So I'm going to plug this into here. So I have this, right? By the way, I have here a vent need to connect this to, attach this to my Raspberry Pi, because the Raspberry Pi may hit if you use a lot. Not directly by you, but Linux operating systems runs continually by itself. So it may hit up, even if you don't do any at all. So look at this very carefully, and there is a I think this is a CPU diamond, and then there is a memory RAM, so that needs to be, and also network devices. So I want to connect to this. So let's see, there's a little diamond here. That diamond goes to the diamond there. So carefully. And then there is another one here. So I attached this. Okay. If you want to make this another extra vent, we have a fan. This fan can be attached to the case. But as I said, I'm not going to use this case. This case is needed definitely when you deploy this microcontroller to control something else. But for this class, we don't do that, right? So I don't use this. Instead, I have here SD card. SD card needs to be plugged in. If you see, this is the back, this is the front, the back. You see there is a on top. On the bottom, there's a USB ports, right? So I have a multiple USB ports. On top, there's SD card ports. So I am going to put this. If you see the SD card, then at one side there's a pin, the other side only the plastic, right? So pin needs to be attached to this, the Raspberry Pi border. So I'm going to put this and then push this all the way. Don't try to push all the way, but there's just this amount, this much. And that way you can pull this up, right? So push it back. Don't try to push it all the way to line up this edge. So this much needed. That's perfect. Okay, so I have keyboard and mouse and the monitor, this HDMI, and SD card. One thing unconnected yet, there's a power. So please do not connect the power first, okay? After you do everything, and then you can connect to the power. Right? If it has a power, and then if you connect this, anything, the ports, then there may be some of the spark. Usually it is okay because this Raspberry Pi, the maximum, the voltage is about 5 volts. It's not 100 volts. So may not get severe damages, but who knows? Many semesters, a couple of students break this, right? Then you have to buy it on your own. So use it carefully. This is an electronic device. And this is naked, right? Opened, everything. So when you touch this, you have to be very careful also. Clean your hands first. And then when you hold this, hold the edges like this. Do not hold this side. This side is okay now because this is bent, but this side, if your hands are sticky, don't try to touch this. So there may be the sockets can be short, open, whatever. Everything's ready right now. Now I am going to, so no power yet. And then my monitor, everything is connected right now, but no power. So two power needed, right? So I'm going to supply the power. Before get to that, let's look at this. So we looked at this already, the previous. So we used this is for the power. We didn't connect. This is HDMI. I already connected. And then this is USB. So I put, for example, mouse and another USB keyboard. And this goes to, HDMI goes to monitor, right? This is SD card. It's pre-installed. So this is explained already. So I skip this. Okay, installation. HDMI assembly. So we connected all, right? The wirings. And Raspberry Pi OS installation. So pre-installed SD card, that's what we have, right? So simple plug-in into the SD card slots, then power supply. If you need to install on a brand new SD card or on another SD card that you already used, but you want to refurnish it with the Raspberry Pi OS, then you need to follow the guideline provided at the end of the slide modules. At the end, no, it's not at the end, maybe somewhere in between. So once you install, then we need two configurations, right? So two things that we need to do today. So OS configurations, I think we are ready. So power. I have lots of lines here. This is the power supply for the Raspberry Pi, and I have another ones for the monitor power. Okay, here, monitor. Okay, this is a monitor. So there is a monitor power. So I'm going to plug a monitor first. Okay. Right now there is no signal. And then wire. Okay. This is a Raspberry Pi. So put this power on. You see some of the green lights on. So let's see. It goes by itself because this is pre-installed. It takes time. Let's see. I want to watch this monitor. So, let's see. There's a mode. AV1, AV2, VGA, HDMI1. So the mode for this monitor signals that I make sure that is HDMI1. Still no signal. My Raspberry Pi, the light lit is blinking. I'm going to wait until I have something like this signals, right? So we have Raspberry Pi logo comes up.
Yeah, I have that on my screen now.
Congratulations. Oh, I didn't plug HDMI completely well. Probably that is the reason. Let me change the mode one more time to AV1, AV2. I think that's one is a PGA1, PGA. And then the very next one is HDMI1, HDMI1. Still no signal. I am going to reconnect at the Raspberry side, the other side of this HDMI cables. I want to make sure. Oh, probably there's a connection issue, physical connection issue. Right now I have this, right? It says, welcome to Raspberry Pi desktop. Before you start using it, there are a few things to set up. Please next to get started. So it asked me to enter the next button. Because I have a mouse here. I'm going to use that mouse. See here, my mouse is there. I am going to click that next button. Okay. And then set country. So country, language, time zone, country, language, time zone that we need to set up. So I'm going to set up, by default, that is United Kingdom. I'm going to change it to United States, the very next ones. And American English, time zone. I'm not sure if there is which one that we have there. Is there a New York? Oh, by the way, there is a New York. So United States, American English, and New York time zone. Click that. Make sure that you have that. And then use English language. Use US keyboard, click. There's a radio button. Click buttons. 2 items. Click it. And then there is a next button. Okay. So click the next. Okay, create user. Here's important. Username enter username, enter password, confirm password. That's what you need to do, right? So username, I am going to use, I have my keyboard, lots of wires over keyboard. Let me use this carefully. So my username is Jyoon, so Jyoon. And then password, I am going to put that simply Mercy. See what I did here? So my username and password, and then there is a one button so that you can see the password. If you click it, then you can hide the password. Okay, so reason I'm doing this is this is a teaching purpose. For you, you may make user ID and password maybe a little bit secure ones, but at my side, once I set up this, then I forget. For example, next semester or a semester later, or a year later, when I see this, then I may be in big trouble because I don't remember what password that I put on that specific SD card, so I may lose, right? So usually I put there Mercy. Not only this for, but my others also. Sometimes I put there Mercy 123 or Mercy. Okay, so I want to put here Mercy. So if I forget this, I want any one of you let me know my password as I do here, Mercy. And the next one is next button. After you enter your username and password and confirm the password and click next button. Set up Wi-Fi network. Find out yours. Let me get mine. So what we did this, right? Country, and then keyboard, type, and then here your username and password, and network settings. For network settings, Wi-Fi routers, I put here Discord. Oh, I don't have that here. I thought I have here. Let me get another files, original files. Oh, this is old one, either. Okay, so you guys need to find out your home router, right? I think I have here on my cell phones. Give me seconds so that I can find out. Because I moved to this, my home. I don't remember that. Sorry. Almost somewhere that I have. Okay. So my Wi-Fi name is Verizon 4VX. So Verizon. Okay. Click that. So choose your Wi-Fi network SSD card. SSID. Service ID. So I choose one, right? And then click the next button. Once you choose the proper Wi-Fi name at your side, what did I choose? Yeah, I chose that. And then click next button. And it asks me to enter the password. So I'm going to put the password. Password here. Trick. So I'll put MO. Make sure unclick the hide characters and make sure that is correct password. Believe that is it. And I will click hide character again and then click on next button. So here is where I am right now. Okay. So I'm click on the next. Is it being connected? It says next one is to choose Chromium or Firefox, which web browser that you want to use. So I'm not going to change this. Okay, so click the next button as is. Chromium, that's what I choose. The next one is software updates. So update is recommended, but not only at this time, not only at once, as you need it, as some software requires, then you need to update it. So this update may need to do multiple times, so once in a while. So this is the first time that I want to update by clicking the next button. Sometimes it takes so long depending upon your network Wi-Fi capabilities. But at my home, I have a very, very slow Wi-Fi at my home because I chose the cheap ones from Verizon. But download is possible. Download is usually possible. Upload, so slow. There's a different speed, right? Upload speed and download speed. Download, okay. Upload takes forever, believe it or not. My home. Previously, when I had my kids at home, then I resubscribed the powerful Wi-Fi router, but right now they're all gone, so I don't need. So I need only the cheaper ones. So download time is okay, right? But upload, for example, when I record this lecture here and then convert it to MP4 type to upload YouTube. It takes, if it is a 1 hour lecture, then it takes, like 1 hour uploading. But if you have a powerful router, then it takes maybe 30 seconds. From my experience, it's so quick. Okay, so the new updates downloaded and now installation. Installation takes time also. In operating systems, the Linux, there's a two commands actually needed for the software currencies. If you want to make your software current, the current version, then you need to update and then you need to upgrade. Two different commands. Update, that you can update the repository information in your Raspberry Pi OS. Once you update the repository, for example, URL, list of URLs needs to be updated. Based upon those lists, depending upon the software packages installed on your Raspberry Pi, by clicking upgrade, then it can fetch, it can access that each of those URL, more precisely URI, and then get the software, the recent versions, and upgrade it. At this time, first time, it does do both update and upgrade, so it takes time. Update usually takes short. Upgrade takes longer and longer. Sometimes it takes 30 minutes. With 30 minutes today, may not take that long. Hopefully not taking that long. But I'm going to show to you the realistic the procedures rather than edited versions. So this is a real time, real situation of upgrade process. So still more to go, right? Maybe right now, maybe 20 or 30% done. So let's wait. So we're almost done for operating systems. And then we need to set up VNC. Okay, get back here. So network settings, we done this, right? This is password for that, and web browser, we set that. Next one is software updates. That's what we are trying to do, right? So all the way on. So once you have done that, then we need to restart. Then you will get to this. When you get to this is what we want, right? Actually, this is what we want. So we'll see. Oh, this is almost halfway through. Meanwhile, anyone has any comments, any issue at your side?
I still downloading.
Oh yeah, okay. Andrew, of course, said I don't have anything else right now. I'm using device with no mic, no camera. Oh, okay. Anything else means
Professor,
communication with me, right? Oh, Andrew, you want to say?
Yeah, I connected an Ethernet port on it, but it didn't pick it up. I don't, is that something that I should be aware of? It found Wi-Fi. I'm installing it, but I connected an Ethernet port to try to an Ethernet cable to try to avoid it and just
If
well,
you
it
avoid
didn't.
it, then
Is
not
it
much
only through
thing that
Wi-Fi?
you need to do. You have to connect. That is a must.
Okay, yeah, I connected it to Wi-Fi, but I try to like connect the
Yeah, you
Ethernet.
have you may after this class you may reset your Wi-Fi and then redo. There's one thing that you need to do, right?
Okay.
Because when you reset your Wi-Fi router, then it can send out signals more actively. Probably there is the weakened signals, so your Raspberry Pi may not detect it.
Oh no, it's detecting it. It's just I try to connect the Ethernet cable instead of doing the Wi-Fi.
Ethernet. Oh, you wanna connect it directly to the Ethernet? That's fine too.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I did, but it didn't pick it up. That's what I'm asking. Is that something I should be aware of?
No, no. You can still, you can use directly Ethernet connections. That is more stable.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi connections. That is the extra. That is something else. But we're going through right now Ethernet connection. I mean the wireless connections. So your case is the physical connections. In the
Yeah, let
physical
me see
connections,
if I can move
there
on.
is a Ethernet. See here, I think you use that
You see it?
Ethernet ports, right?
Yeah. You
Ethernet
see how
ports,
I got it connected?
and then the other side needs to go to your router.
Yeah, it is, but it's not picking it up. It didn't like pick it up. So I had to do it through Wi-Fi. I want to know if that's something I
Yeah,
should be
yeah,
like.
yeah. If it doesn't work, then go through the Wi-Fi. That is reasonable options. Actually, that is what we are doing right now. But for Ethernet, direct Ethernet connections, um, your Marco?
Yeah,
Okay, Marco. Probably are you good at, are you kind of a techie?
yeah,
All right. So one tip that I can say is if you connect it directly to your the Wi-Fi router, then you can make your Raspberry Pi yet another router.
Oh, nice.
There's lots of things that you could do. Lots of things that you do. We don't do it in this class, but in the after that, then you can receive your Raspberry Pi will be relaying all the the Wi-Fi signals into your real router and all the way go out to the internet. So your Raspberry
Like a
Pi
proxy.
may be in between, like a tap in attack. So you are going to be in between uh, um, end device and router. So you can see all the packets.
Oh,
But
wow.
anyway,
Yeah,
this is something else.
yeah,
Okay,
kind of like a proxy, pretty much.
that is exactly the proxy, right? That is, if you set it up and if you have lots of subscriber of Wi-Fi users, then those users are the targets of your attack. Believe it or not. But that is another things that you could do. Yeah. It's very, very, very powerful in that case. But anyway, I've done here system is to update and OK button. See here, system is updated. So I'm going to click that. And it says restart. Okay. So once everything goes well, then I can restart the button. In this particular case, it shows us to restart the button. But usually you can restart from the menu of this Raspberry Pi. I'll show that to you. So when it come up like this, right? I don't get that yet. I think it takes time. Back when it is ready. Oh, it's probably ready. Nothing. Oh, okay, I got this. It says update notifications. Yeah, I would say ask me later. Ask me later. Ask me later. Okay. Then you see this, right? On your the Raspberry Pi monitor. See what's next. About Linux OS, intro to Linux, that's a 30 minutes. Intro to Raspberry Pi OS Model 5, 16 minutes. I want to watch that. Let's see what it is. Yeah, I'm going to this. Oh.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Destin Learning. In this video we're going to kick off our month-long series on the Linux operating system with an introduction to Linux. We'll start off with a high-level introduction to this open source operating system. Let's go ahead and get started. Linux is a powerful open source operating system used to feature-rich desktop environments. You can choose from various Linux distributions cater to various user groups that benefit from secure, stable, and costly and widely supported. Fedora offers the latest features and technologies.
So our Raspberry Pi operating systems here in this Debian series. Okay, which is nice.
Is designed for ease of use, and Linux is a movement that promotes freedom, innovation, and collaboration. It offers unmatched security.
Yeah, something like this. The next slide, next video clips.
Welcome to another video from explainingcomputers.com. This time we're going to check out the operating systems now available running our first operating system and surprise Raspberry Pi OS from an SSD, and I also held looks like that, and I can understand. And whilst it is visually impressive, there's no it was very exciting to launch the file manager. wallpaper dedicated to a just the usual stuff like LibreOffice, but also lots of Chromium OS, which is the open source version of 66PC connected to my television
Lots of
with distribution.
extensibility.
Or, in
And
other
also
words,
cleanliness.
it's a Linux distribution focused on ethical hacking, auditing network.
Instead of the Raspberry Pi OS on SD card, if you get the new SD card and install the Kali Linux, I know many of you already know the Kali Linux is the specific operating systems that you can use to attack and a little bit of the emulations of the cyber security training that you can do on this Raspberry Pi. Okay, even further, let's see what else. Video and audios, ports that we have already. This, yeah. So I want you to, if you are interested in, you can watch that. What is next? That we looked at, and here. This process is needed when you return your Raspberry Pi OS SD card, Raspberry Pi SD card at the end of this semester. How can you make your Raspberry Pi back to the new ones? There's two ways that you could do, but we will go for this using RPI OS imager. That is easier that you can go. Okay. Right now, we don't do this, so go to slide 19. I'm not sure what number of this, but let's quick go through to the slide 19. And then SD card, then you need to do, if you have a dirty SD card, you need to do format first, okay? There is a, the formatter downloaded, this sdcard.org. This is a number one case. We don't do this, right? Better not to do this. But this is more generic approaches. Not only this on your Raspberry Pi OS, Raspberry Pi device, but in general, you can use the NOOBS approaches. That's general case. For this Raspberry Pi, it has this handy imager available, so that you can go through this. So you can download that on your laptop. So you need to work on this on your laptop. So your SD card needs to be on this USB-C type and plug this on your laptop. So laptop has your SD card connections, right? Then you can do this. There are somewhere that you need to say, hey, this SD card is available. So you need to choose that SD card, specific operating systems, and then click on write. Then you can make images, okay? I believe this is maybe slide number 19. Let's see if it's slide number 19. Yeah, this is slide number 19. Perfect. Okay, so what you need to do is VNC needs to be downloaded. Two things. VNC, when you download, don't try to download don't make mistake. I'll show it to you. I have two versions of those. There's a VNC viewer. VNC viewer, this is a must. I think I did remove that. There's a VNC server. Don't try to download it, okay? If you download the VNC server, of course you have to pay. VNC viewer, this is free, okay? So your VNC viewer needs to be installed on your laptop. the platform of my laptop is Mac OS, but that is a Windows version as well. So you don't have to worry about that. Let me find out if I can. I think we did that once already, right? On the previous video, you may be able to see that. Let me find out again. VNC viewer download. Yeah, this is a VNC viewer. Click on that. Then you can download for Windows, Mac OS, something else, right? So that's what I downloaded here. All right, that needs to be ready. Next one is your Raspberry Pi has the VNC, so we need to set up that. This guy doesn't show. Okay, here, this is VNC. Oh no, not VNC. This is your Raspberry Pi. So I am going to pick on top of, on the upper left corner, upper left corner, there is a Raspberry Pi logo. Click on that. And then there is a preference menu on the drill down menu, preference. So you need to drill down that to preference. Once you get to that preference, there is a sub menus. So we are going to choose Raspberry Pi configuration. Raspberry Pi configuration. So click that. So on that Raspberry Pi configuration, there's a pop-up windows. There's multiple tabs on top. I want you to choose interface tab. There's interfaces. Look at that interfaces. So the one currently only serial console is chosen, right? Serial console is chosen. So what we want to choose, VNC and SSH. So top two ones. The top one is SSH. There's a secure shell. Next one is VNC. I want you to choose two buttons. And then the bottom on the right side, there is an OK button. Click on that. So being processed. All right, it is done. By the way, when you have this, then there is a terminals. Click on the terminal, then you can see the terminals, right? So we'll go for this later. So at the Raspberry side, VNC is ready. On your laptop, I have a VNC here. So I want to click this. The idea is this. This slide is important. Remember that you have a laptop. Your Raspberry Pi cannot directly connect it to your laptop because your laptop monitor does not receive any signals from outside the device. So incoming signals is not going to be displayed here. Outgoing, possible. So one thing that you have to understand that, right? And the other, you need to have a Raspberry Wi-Fi router. Okay, here's a router. So we already set up your router, right? And Wi-Fi on your Raspberry Pi. So let's see. You need to make sure that for your Raspberry Pi, on the right side on top, I think second icon there. So Wi-Fi, the wireless Wi-Fi signals, place over that icon, then you can see the IP address. In my case, 192.168.1.189. That number is needed. Okay, 1.189. We can get that number from the command line, but that'll be done later. So 168.192.1.189. 192.168.1.189. Okay, make sure that and then I have here came up from that real VNC POR on my laptop, and then you need to put here 192.168.1.189 and hit enter. Then it says real VNC POR has no record of connecting to this device. So do you want to do? So I can do connect button and then username. Remember that on my Raspberry Pi, I put that JYOON, and then password was Mercy. Remember that? I set that way, right? For easy, in order not for me to forget, in order for me to get it back quick. So JUN and Mercy. And I want to put here, remember my password and OK. I wanted to see, here is my monitor. This is my Raspberry Pi. And on your laptop, I want to click this. Can you see exact same ones? The one that you can see on your monitor, you can see on your laptop. So your laptop now can display your Raspberry Pi. What that means is that from this point, you do not need your Raspberry Pi. I mean the monitor. You do not need your extra keyboard. You do not need your extra mouse. You simply use this, right? No connection of this, no HDMI, only the power and your the Raspberry Pi device. Then we can go there. From here, you can do, for example, ID. What is my ID? Remember, this is my user login, right? JYON, group 1000, and then audio, something else, fine, and IP address that I can see here. This is 192.168.1.189. Remember that what we connected, right? This is it, I guess. And then you need to go back here. Oh, this is okay. If we want to make this as a new connections, I want to save this. Sign up, import connections and connections. Okay. What I want to do, I want to make a new connections. This exact same ones, like this. I want to save this so that I can reuse it. I can do, for example, this. This is for home, right? So I can do home 221 for the spring 2026. And okay. Then I think I have, yeah, here. So next time when you come, then you can simply double click this so that you will get that. Okay, so that's what we done already. Any question on this, VNC, or anything so far? So now from this Raspberry Pi, there's a Wi-Fi signals and goes into this the laptop. So whatever I do work here, then it go back here, the real work to be done on your Raspberry Pi. So this is nothing but the external devices for the Raspberry Pi. Your keyboard will be Raspberry Pi keyboard. Your touchpad will be the mouse for your Raspberry Pi, and monitor, same thing. If your Wi-Fi router is at home, you do this. And if there is one issue, you work at home, and when you come back, the classrooms, for example, then everything needs to be changed because you have a different router and you have different IPs, right? Each time you may have different IPs, although that is a dynamic. So to avoid that, we need to set up this. Okay, so sudo nano this, but I am going to do this next week when we meet again. So we need to make this one file. Well, let me do this anyway. Yeah, those who are already here. So what we need to do, go to simply, as it says, type sudo nano. Sudo is it's a command to make you as a super user. Okay, because when you create this as at the first time, that user name was enrolled in the super users list by default. So next time when you create a new user, it may not be, right? So you can, because you are the first one to install this. So you do not have to worry about, you are already in sudoers list. So sudo. And the nano is an application process, the command that you can edit the file. So nano is nothing but editor. And then the file that you want to edit is located in etc wpa supplicant wpa underscore supplicant. And to see supplicant.config. Conf, only conf. conf, make sure sudo nano etc wpa supplicant slash wpa supplicant.conf and hit enter. Then you already had something. So you have use your keyboard arrows. Then you can type network. Don't make any space before and after that equal sign, although that is equal means assignment. And then next line, you need to do SSID equals, I want to put this. For Manhattan, we need to put this. Okay. So SSID equal double quote and empty uppercase dash CIS lab dash Wi-Fi double quote to end, and next line scan underscore SSID equal 1. Remember, there is no space before and after that equal sign. And then PSK equal quote small cyber at sign MERCY 55 and unquote next line key underscore management MGMT no space but equal no space uppercase WPA dash PSK return and exact same ones. I want to make one more network equal no space SSID equal. There you need to put your home router information. So I want to put my home router information, Verizon scan underscore SSID equal 1 PSK equal, I want to put this later for security, right? Key equal WPA PSK. Okay. So what I do here, the first one is for classrooms, Manhattan class, empty. So for each different the router, you need to have a different SSID and also different password for that Wi-Fi, right? Same thing here at home, Verizon, that, and then you need to put their password. So once you have done all, then there's a menu on the bottom. The caret means there's a control. So Control G for help, Control O for write out. So I want to do Control O, write out. And it says you want to save it on that specific file. Yes. If you want to do it, then you can do, I think hit enter. Yeah, right there, hit enter. Then that is saved. And then if you want to go out, then it's a Control X to go out. So Control X, go out. So I am out. And here, I need to make sure if it is saved, the information is correct. At this point, I want you to press upper arrow from your keyboard, upper arrow. Then you have the same ones. and the left arrow to go all the way to nano. So instead of sudo nano, I want to put the more, M-O-R-E. So the command looks like this, M-O-R-E, and the same file name, /etc/WPA underscore supplicant /WPA underscore supplicant .conf. More is a command. I want to see the content of that files. There's another command similar to more, that is a cat. I want to put the cat instead of a more. More and cat, both commands to display the content of the file. But cat can contain all the content at once. If you put the more command instead of a cat for concatenator, right? More, then it can display page by page. Okay, I want to display all at once by using cat command. Hit enter. There's a permission denied. Okay, that file cannot be shown to anyone, only to super user. So we need to put the sudo in front of the cat command. So to get to the previous command, then you need to press upper arrow button from your keyboard. And using the left arrow button, move your cursor all the way to the front of that line. There you need to put sudo and one space. See if it is the command done. Remember that originally I put here sudo nano, right? This is a command that I edit the file. Similar to that sudo, but at this time the command is cat. Cat for the concatenator, which is I want to display the content. So hit enter. Now I can see the content because I have sudo here, right? So content, I didn't change these two lines, but from next line, I have here network. There's for Wi-Fi. Remember that as I do this, I didn't disconnect my the monitor. When I highlight that, you can see that's also, right? So I'm now working on my Raspberry Pi and the monitor, that small monitor directly connected. And the laptop screen, you can see that. So first one here, that is for the classroom, and the second one, that is for home. So you don't have to type wherever you go, one over the other to be connected. So you can display the Raspberry Pi content on your laptop. Okay. All right, this is it. Any question before we dismiss? If there's no question, I want you to do this carefully, step by step. Don't be in a hurry. If you miss one, then very hard to go back to fix it. So at first time, you have to do very slowly, make sure every step. Don't skip any step. Don't skip and go move forward. Okay, you have to, the way that I showed today, that step you must complete and go and move forward. All right, then I'll stop here and I will see you in the next class. Okay. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, Professor.
Have a good one, Professor.
All right. Take care, professors.
Take care.